cool pups and doggos. It's Mandy from Dancing Dogs Yoga Greensboro. I'm here today to talk to you about extended side angle, utthita parsvakonasana. This pose shows up in the vitality section of the Journey into Power sequence. Some of the benefits of this pose include strengthening and stretching out through your legs, knees, and ankles. This pose also stretches out the groin, spine, waist, chest and lungs, and shoulders. It also stimulates the abdominal organs through the rotation through the core, as well as increases your stamina. Some of the preparatory poses that are good to take would include downward facing dog, warrior two, and side facing wide leg forward fold. You could even do a seated wide leg forward fold. You really want to prep with anything that stretches through your adductors, like your inner thigh muscles, your groin, and also your hamstrings. So let's get right into it. I like to start in warrior two. In the JIP sequence, this is where we start before we come into extended side angle. So first you want to make sure your foot placement is right. Your front foot is at 12 o'clock on the front of your mat. Your back foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat. Press down through the blade edge of your back foot and ground down through the four corners of your front foot. Reach your front hand to the inside of your front foot. Extend your top hand towards the front of your mat. Let your hips sink towards your mat until your front knee is stacked over your ankle. Rotate your chest up to the ceiling. Let your drishti, your gaze, follow. There's activeness happening through my whole body, including my side body. I'm pressing through the blade edge, reaching with my top hand, adding length to my left side. In addition, you want to think about keeping your front knee stacked over your ankle. What we want to see is this. What we don't want to see is this, right? So watch my knee. 1, 2, 3, boom. All right, awesome. So some great modifications that are available for this pose. First would be to bring your elbow to your knee. So instead of reaching your front hand all the way to your foot, you bring your front elbow to your front knee. When using this modification, it's important to have your fingers in line with your toes versus your forearm perpendicular with your knee. Open through your chest, opens everything else up. Press your shoulder blades in. Continue to sink into your hips. Option 2 for modification is to use a block. Place a block on any height that feels comfortable to you. Place your front hand on your block and then continue to form the rest of the pose. If your neck hurts when your gaze is up towards the ceiling, you have the option to take your gaze straight ahead, or you could take your gaze all the way to your front foot. Thing to consider here is to not dump all the way into your front hand. Part of this pose in vitality is to create energy. And to do that, we really need to ground down through the four corners of both your feet. Continue to rotate your chest. Whew. Awesome job. So now you've nailed the modifications for side angle. You've nailed side angle as a full pose. Where do you go from here? How can you level up in your practice? Great options to level up include binds. You can start your bind practice by using a strap. So I'm going to modify my side angle with my front hand on my knee. The first step to leveling up is a half bind. Take your top hand around your low back. Reach around for the top of your front thigh. Remember, we're shooting for a parallel in your front thigh. Continue to press your shoulder blades in. Rotate your chest to the ceiling. I'm going to demonstrate that so you can see the bind behind my back. Reach behind your low back and reach for the top of your front thigh. It is okay if you can't fully reach that. The intention is to move towards that bind. Great. So, after you've nailed that half bind, you can come in for a full bind. I'm going to switch legs. So, here we are. Half bind behind your back. For a full bind, reach your front hand to the inside of your front thigh. Keep your knee stacked over your ankle. Reach around until you can make that connection with your fingers, and then press your shoulder blades in. Keep your pelvis neutral. So what we want to see is this. What we don't want to see is this, okay? Watch my chest. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay? And then from this full bind, once you're comfortable here, this can open you up to birds of paradise. So to do that, take your gaze to your front foot. Start to step your back foot up to meet it. Woo! Ground down through your standing foot and rise up, hug in through your core. Yeah. And then once you're stable here, press your lifted foot towards the ceiling and plug your shoulders back in. Great. Now make your way back down to extended side angle. Ta-da! Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you soon.